First of all, we need to know that ever since their fall from heaven, the devil and his companions are operating from the oceans. Every wizard who knows his worth knows about this aquatic kingdom of Lucifer. Right after the flood of Noah, a lot of aquatic beings sent by Lucifer interacted with the human race. Semiramis was one of them. She charmed Noah's great-grandson King Nimrod, became his queen, and killed him in ritual sacrifice. And this happened at Nineveh of ancient Assyria, which is the Mosul region of modern-day Iraq. Now she has 1,000 names. It is all because of an event mentioned in the Bible known as the confusion of tongues. After the flood of Noah, God wanted the people to disperse and replenish the post-flood earth. Instead, they rebelled against him and were building a tower to worship the fallen entities. So God hit them with lightning and thunder and burnt that tower down. He confused their language and scattered them. The charred remains of the tower is still standing as a testimony to us humans at the Babel Governorate of Iraq in a place called Bursippa. Now, contrary to the common belief that Nimrod built the tower, I believe that Semiramis was either behind that project or simply finishing off the tower that Nimrod had started. When people got scattered and resettled in their faraway lands, they vaguely remembered a mother and her infant son, and they started worshipping them by different names because of the confusion of the languages. It is important to note here that they didn't remember a king because Semiramis had already killed Nimrod and had taken over his throne. Well, that's the story behind how she got so many names. She had so much power, but she could not relate to humans very well. Once, she was madly in love with the king of Armenia, who was known as Ara the Beautiful. He rejected her advances. Then she loved her gardener, who supplied her with the best of his produce. Even him, when she revealed her true self to him, he panicked and backed off. Then she developed an incestuous relationship with her own son Tammuz. Both in Near Eastern poems and Greek mythology, this relationship of Semiramis is praised sky high. By the way, the Greeks knew her as Ishtar. Meanwhile, Tammuz fell in love with a beautiful girl named Psyche. Semiramis the Ishtar did not like it. She gave Psyche a very hard time. Finally, with the intervention of Zeus, Tammuz got to marry Psyche. Later, this trio of Tammuz, Ishtar, and Psyche were worshipped from Syria all the way to India and beyond. According to Islam, before Prophet Muhammad got rid of the idols of Kaaba, Hubal was very popular in Mecca. In fact, Tammuz was the one who was called Hubal in Arabia. They associated 3 women with him. Semiramis became Mana in the role of the mother. The same Semiramis was also portrayed as another woman being in love with him in the name of Al-Uzza, and the third woman was Allat, who represented Psyche, the true lover of Tammuz. Now in India, Tammuz was known as Kartik or Murugan. Semiramis is known as Kali or Parvati. Psyche is known as Devasena or Devani. Here too they portray Semiramis as 2 separate women in the life of Murugan. Parvati is portrayed as his mother. The same Parvati becomes Valli, meaning Venus, as his lover. You can make out these two are one by the green color applied to both of them. Then the true love of Murugan is traditionally known as Devanai, which I believe must have been Devyoni because the word Devanai means godly elephant. I don't think anyone calls a beautiful girl an elephant. Now we know Semiramis is Kali, Tammuz is Murugan. Obviously, Murugan's father Shiva must be the king Nimrod that Semiramis killed. And that's exactly what we see in this Indian depiction. This incident is commemorated as Mahashivratri, meaning the great night of Shiva in India. However, Hindus would tell you that it is the wedding celebration of Shiva and Parvati, which is Kali. If it is so, why in the world people fast and keep vigil all night long for a wedding ceremony? Well, it is something to think about. Thanks for watching.